The story you're about to hear is unsuitable for children under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is advised. In July of 1990, a friend of mine invited me to California for a 4th of July party. I needed the vacation, so I loaded up my car, I took my dog, and I headed to California. My friend, I'll name him Scott, lives in Anaheim, California, or used to live in Anaheim, California. The party he was throwing was in Bodega Bay, California. I'm glad I got out of his house early, for I needed the rest, because that trip that I took me long enough, and I was tired when I got to his house. So 2 days after I arrived, I packed up my car again, grabbed my dog, and we headed on the road up towards San Francisco. What felt like many days was just many hours, and we finally made it to our destination. Bodega Bay, California. It was beautiful, nice and cool for a July. I just loved it there. I really wish I could move there, but California is not the place for me. Anywho, we went to a campsite. I don't remember the name of the campsite, but we went to the campsite, and yeah, it was quite nice. They had fire pits, restrooms on each side of the campsite. It was a small little campsite, nothing too big, and it was very quaint. I set up my tent, and yeah, we had a good night that night. As the night stretched out, me and my buddy, we kept hearing strange noises coming from the rocks over down by the beach where the water was. We grabbed our flashlights, grabbed our dogs, went out there to see what we can see, to hear where that funny noise was coming from, and of course we didn't see nothing. But the next night, as we were sitting around the campfire, we heard that strange sound again. I don't know, it kind of sounded like something was moving the rocks around. I mean, those rocks, if you would have ever seen them, they're huge. They're very, very huge. I mean, they're as big as Volkswagens. So yeah, nobody could possibly move those. But they were moving, like rolling on each other and crashing down. And it was just a weird sound. At this point, we both noticed that our dogs weren't next to us anymore. They must have heard the noise and ran off. So I went inside my tent and grabbed my flashlight, and we both went back down to those rocks where the noise was coming from. As we're calling out the names for our dogs and looking around, that noise just disappeared, but we couldn't find our dogs either. We were getting really concerned. After looking for about an hour, my flashlight finally went dead, and we had to give up the search because we didn't have any more light. We couldn't see our hand in front of our faces. All night long, I laid there wondering when my dog was going to come back. My dog never came back. I was really worried and didn't get much sleep that night. The next morning, right at sun up, as soon as we can see, we headed out back toward those rocks where we thought we heard the dogs that night. We found our dogs, both of them, laying in the exact same place between these two rocks. Half eaten. It looked like something had just grabbed our dogs and bit them right in half. We couldn't, it was just unexplainable. We couldn't fathom what had happened and what could have done this. I mean, this is just the bay. No sharks are in this area, and where they were found, there was no water around. How did they get between the rocks, bitten in half like that? Guts hanging out, and the tails were missing on both dogs. This literally destroyed me because I raised her as a puppy. I got her from an animal shelter so she wouldn't be euthanized. And it broke my heart to lose my favorite little girl. We called the sheriff and they came out to investigate. They told us that this wasn't the first animal that they seen like this, that there had been other animals right around in the same area with the same problems, bitten in half and the tails missing. Although they investigated, nothing was ever found, and we never found out what happened to our animals. I wonder if those noises we heard from those rocks, those strange clacking noises like 150-pound rocks raising up in the air and crashing down on each other. I wonder what kind of animal can do something like that. Please share my story and I give you permission. Thanks for listening.